Are we good, Hajj? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين رب اشرح صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Let us recite Surah Al-Fatiha for the founding fathers, Islamic Center, Imam Jawad Shir, and those volunteers, and all your marhumin, marhumat, all deceased and martyrs of Islam. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قال الله جل وعلا في محكم كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم لا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين ونعبدوني هذا صراط. Did we not take an oath from you, O children of Adam, that you shall not serve Shaitan? He is your open enemy, and that you shall serve me. This is the straight path. Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, in faith, and in humanity. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have been speaking over the past few nights about our lecture series topic, which is Shaitan and how he misguides mankind. And we mentioned the benefits of Shaitan's existence, and we said that the benefit of existence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not extinguish him off the face of this earth. The reason being is that the Shaitan, he was going to be a test for the believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we said that there's two reactions from a person that is given an exam. One, of a confident person who has done his homework and who has come to the test, and he knows that he is going to pass the test. The second reaction from that person taking the exam, is that he will go and he will try to recite the whole Quran in 5 minutes and recite the best of du'as from Mafatih al-Jinan, so maybe he can pass the test. An unconfident reaction from the person taking the exam. So the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed Shaitan to live, it's because when Shaitan was in the heavens and before he descended down to earth, Shaitan, what did he say? He said, لَأَغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, I will misguide all of them. So he looks to his right hand side, he says, I'm going to misguide all of them. He looks to his side and he says, indeed, those people I will not be able to misguide. And sincere servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed Shaitan to live because he knew that he would be able to misguide most of the people except his sincere servants. So that's the benefit of Shaitan's existence. And then we came in and we spoke about the two different kinds of paths. And we said that there's two paths, that path of the Shaitan and that path of Allah. The path of Shaitan Which example in history did we give? Umar ibn Sa'd, mashallah, same person that answered me yesterday. And, oh, different? Oh, you're twins. No? Okay, you look alike. Anyways, yeah, so the shaitan's path was Umar ibn Sa'd. Now, Allah's path is who? Who was Allah's path? What example did I give? Yes, Hur, mashallah, very good. So, the two sisters, they're in the lead. We need some brothers to answer some questions, inshallah. Yes. So, the two paths is that path of Allah and path of shaitan. So, path of Allah is Hur, and the path of shaitan is Umar ibn Sa'd. And then we came about the first quality of shaitan. The first quality of shaitan is that he promises you, and then he comes and he breaks his promise. And we said that a mu'min is the one who will carry the attributes of Allah, in which when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a promise to you, what does he do? Does he break his promise or keep it? He keeps his promise. So a mu'min who when he makes a promise, he keeps it. So that was the first quality of shaitan. Today, we come to the second quality of shaitan. And that second quality of shaitan, if you give me a salawat, I will tell you what the second quality is. Ala Muhammad. Now shaitan, he was ordered to make sajda. Who was he ordered to make sajda to? To Adam, right? Shaitan was ordered to make sajda to Adam. Now, I'm going to ask you one question. I'm going to ask you several questions, but now just one question. The question is, if he had a fight, he had the argument with who? He had the argument with Adam, right? He didn't agree with Adam. He didn't agree to prostrate down to Adam. Now, shaitan, his fight is with who? His fight is with Adam. His fight is with Adam. Then why doesn't he take it out on Adam? Why did he say, لَأَغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, that I will go and I will attack the children of Adam? It doesn't make sense, right? Shaitan's problem is with Adam. But the question is, why doesn't he go and take it out on Adam? Going to take it out on Adam or Allah? Rather, he is going to come and take it out on his children. Who is his children? Me and you. Now the question is, why doesn't he take it out on Adam? What do we have to do with it? I mean, we weren't even there when Allah ordered the jinn to bow down to Adam. What do we have to do? So you find that the second quality of shaitan is that when he has a problem, rather he blames innocent people. He won't come with the person who he has a problem with. He'll go to the innocent people. And he takes it out on innocent people. But his fight is with Adam. I mean, he should just put Adam in a ring and take it out on him. You know, take him outside, hey buddy. That's what he should have told him. But you find he didn't do that. I mean, say for example, you get into that ring with a heavyweight boxer. You underestimate that heavyweight boxer, and you discover that with one punch, he will just lay you flat on the ground. I mean, and you know that you won't be able to win that fight because he's just stronger than you. Or for example, you see like a 10-year-old, 5 years old, you go and you punch that 10-year-old in the face and then you run away. Okay? I mean, because, you're that weak. So what happens? You go and you prey on weak people. You go and you hurt the innocent people. So this is the whole idea that shaitan had. Have the ability to fight against Allah. Didn't have the ability to fight against Prophet Adam. So what did he do? He went to the children of Adam and he said, لَأَحْتَتِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ, that I will destroy all of them. And the reason why Shaitan, the devil, Satan, the reason why he is weak, it's because he is wrong. I mean, just the idea of strength. You find that even the kuffar during the time of Imam Ali alayhi salatu, you find that the strongest of fighters came to Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. For his love, give me a loud salawat. You find that they came out to fight Imam Ali, or they wanted to fight the Muslims. You found that some fighters came and they did not want to fight them. They realized, even the kuffar realized that they wanted a challenge. There is this one time in which Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, when it was during the battle of Khandaq, you find that he came forward. It was the battle of Khandaq in which the strongest fighter from the Muslim army came forward, which was Imam Ali. And you find Amr ibn Wadd al-Amiri, he is the strongest fighter from the Jewish army. So he came forward, and the reason why I'm telling you this story is that you will find that Shaitan's quality is that he will, the second quality we said is that he will take it out on innocent people. He won't go to the one who, he will go to the innocent people. And another quality of Shaitan is that before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes and destroys the non-believers, Shaitan himself will come and destroy the children of Adam. So whether you are in Hizbullah, just in case they're recording, it's the party of God, or Hizbul Shaitan, the party of Satan, he is going to destroy you. In other words, if you are against him, he will come and destroy you. For example, the story in the Battle of Khandaq, you find that Marhab, that's his name. He came forward. Marhab, he came forward. He was going to fight Imam Ali. So you find that his mother, when he was a little kid, she came to him and she said, "You are going to grow up to be a very strong and brave fighter." But she told him one thing. She said, "If you ever run into a fighter, his nickname is Haydara, don't fight him. Because if you fight him, he's going to kill you." So he remembered that in the back of his mind. The day of that battle came, and he was standing, and it was the custom during that time, the Arabs would pull their swords. So Marhab, he pulled his sword, and he said, "I am Marhab." He pulled his sword. Then Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam came, and he pulled his sword, and he said, "My mother named me Haydara." This guy just had a heart attack on the spot. You know, he was done, he was finished, you know, it was game over, you know. And that just like game over in his face, you know. So what happened was, he remembered that his mother told him, "Don't fight someone, his name is Haydara. He's going to kill you." So what did he do? Right. He ran away as fast. What happened? As he was going home, Shaitan came to him. "You're running away from the battlefield. You are the strongest warrior. Come on, man. What are you chickening out, you know, here? Come on, you know. At least put a hand in his face. You know, when playing basketball, you know, you just let him shoot. Put a hand in his face." The guy, he's just like ran away. So he's running, Shaitan comes to him. He's like, "Hey man, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm going home, man. What are you talking about? This guy, his name is Haydara, you know, he's going to kill me." You know what he told him? "Shaitan, We're talking about the quality of shaitan, that he will fight you whether he is with you or against you. Do you know what he tells him? He tells him, how do you know it's that Haidara that your mother told you about? How do you know it's that one? Maybe it's a different one. How do you know it's him? You know what? That's not our tip. So this guy is so happy, he's going back, he pulls out his sword. Of course, Imam Ali, Imam Ali. He finishes him off. So the idea here is that whether you are with him or against him, he will still fight you. You have another example in history in which it was during the time of Pharaoh. Pharaoh, one time, he was sitting on his throne. And of course he had the guards outside by his gate. And creature, whatever you want to call him, shaitan, he comes to the door of Pharaoh. He's standing on the door. What does he do? He starts laughing out loud, really loud. He's laughing. He's cracking up. He's laughing like there's no tomorrow. So Pharaoh, he's sitting in his throne, and he's like, man, who's that guy? Who's that person laughing? Doesn't he know who I am? Ana rabbukum al-a'la. I'm your Lord. I'm your God. How can he laugh like this at me? So right away he yelled. He's like, bring him, whoever that person is, whatever he is, bring him inside. So they open the gates, and shaitan comes in. He still continues to laugh really loud, and he's laughing in his face, in Pharaoh's face. What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Why are you laughing? Don't you know who I am? I'm your Lord, I'm your God. He's like, the reason why I'm laughing is because you say that you're God. You say that you're our Lord, but you don't even know who's standing in front of you. So shaitan, what is he doing? He's making fun of him. This is his agent. Pharaoh is his agent. So shaitan came and he's making fun of him. So he is destroying him. But you find when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes, what does he do? What's the style of Allah? The style of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that when he has a fight with someone, he will go and take it out on that person, that specific person. But you'll find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in which he does not impose his decision on the people. For example, in the Holy Quran, if you open the Holy Quran, I'm sure most of you have read the Holy Quran, you'll find that there's not one instance in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands the non-believers. He always commands, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe. He doesn't say, O you who don't believe, believe. He says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, aminu. Why? It's because that once they have entered the folds of Islam, of Iman, then He commands them. And we'll find later on in our lecture series, why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands the believers. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, this is the second quality of shaitan. So the first quality of shaitan is that when he makes a promise, he breaks it. Second quality of shaitan is that he will be against you, whether you are with him or against him. The third quality of shaitan, brothers and sisters, is that when shaitan tries to come and to misguide you, he will when he comes and he tries to misguide you, he won't take the blame for it. He comes and he will come and he will entice you to commit that sin. And once you commit that sin, what will he say? He says, I have nothing to do with you. I only invited you to that sin. What did we say? Yesterday we that shaitan's insinuations are like, for example, a billboard in which you see that juicy fish fillet sandwich, that double stacked, with the nice Coke and French fries, and you've been on that diet, and it's inviting you. Does that billboard come and grab you by the hand and force you to go to McDonald's? No, it invites you. And this is what shaitan's insinuations are. They're invitations to sin. And we'll find later on, inshallah, there's only 8 more days left, that the whole lecture series is focused on shaitan and how he misguides mankind. And we've been focusing on shaitan. But you will discover who the main enemy is. And it's not going to be shaitan. It's going to be someone else. So the third quality is that when you make a mistake, and you come, for example, on the Day of Judgment. On the Day of Judgment, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to come and He's going to judge everyone, He's going to ask you, why did you commit? What are you going to say? You're going to say that shaitan is the one that misguided me. You'll blame shaitan. But we'll come, like I said, and we'll discover why is it that we should not blame shaitan. So you see that when shaitan was leaving, the heavens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, okay, you're leaving my heaven, I kicked you out. But let me just ask you one question. How are you going to misguide mankind? What did he say? He said, قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي in Surah Al-A'raf, verse 7. What does that mean? He said that I will, just like how you misguided me. What did you say? Shaitan said, he told Allah, just like how you misguided me, I'm going to misguide the people. Oh, really? Allah, you misguided me. For example, say you're playing Xbox or PlayStation all day, okay? And you have to do some homework. Your father comes and tells you, Baba, don't play PlayStation, don't play Xbox, do your homework, okay? Or you're on, for the sisters, you're on Pinterest, right? Go on Pinterest a lot? Yeah, okay. Watching Food Network, I don't know, whatever you guys like to watch. So say you're doing that, and then your father comes to you, or your mother comes to you, and you had to be doing your homework. And you didn't do your homework on the computer or playing games. So your father comes to you and he asks you, Baba, why didn't you do your homework? What do you tell him? You tell him, oh, it's because I was playing PlayStation. Baba, what do you mean you're playing PlayStation? La hawla la quwwata illa billah. I told you to do your homework. Why didn't you do your homework? Yeah, PlayStation is better for me. MashaAllah, PlayStation is better for you. And then, not only that, when he comes and he tells you, again, why didn't you do your homework? You tell him it's your fault. It's your fault that I didn't do my homework. What? What are you talking about? It's your fault. I mean, I'm the one who I didn't do my homework, but I'm blaming him. This is shaitan. So he came and he told Allah, just like how you misguided me, I'm going to misguide them. So shaitan is telling us that the third quality is that when he made the mistake, he made that sin, he did not listen to Allah, he did not prostrate, he did all the wrong, but what does he do? He blames Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. For example, how many Muslims believe in predestination? There's a lot of Muslims out there who believe in predestination. For example, those people that believe in predestination, that everything is written, whenever they commit the sin, what do they say? They say, they blame someone else for what? They say that it was written for me. That's why I did it. For example, you have those people who say, like, if I hit you, the one that hit you. And then in order to that belief, what do? I give that verse out of the Holy Quran in Surah 3 Al-Anfal, verse 17. وَمَا رَمَيْتْ إِذْ رَمَيْتُ اللَّهِ إِذْ رَمَيْتْ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. Is that I'm not the one who hit, is the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that hit. There is this incident with Bahlul and Abu Hanifa. When Abu Hanifa was teaching, he said that Allah cannot be seen. Okay? What did Bahlul say? Over here. What did Bahlul say? Yes? Allah cannot be seen. Ahsan, very good. So what did he say? He said anything unseen cannot exist. Okay? So that shaitan cannot be hurt because he is fire. And if he is thrown into fire, then he will not be fire because he is made out of fire. And then third, whatever we do, it's Allah who made us do it, not ourselves. So Bahlul, he heard the speech. What did he do? Bahlul came. This is what he do. He gave him an answer and he said something very simple. What did he say? What did he say? What did Bahlul say? I didn't say what he said, but I'm going to tell you right now, inshallah. So Bahlul, what did he say? He did something very simple. He took a rock and he threw it at the forehead of Abu Hanifa, right here. Target, bullseye. He hit his target, mashallah. Abu Hanifa went crazy. He's like, man, what'd you just do? Just hit me with a rock, that hurts, So what happened? They took Bahlul to Harun al-Rashid. And because Bahlul was related to Rashid, they really couldn't do anything to him, So he planned it really well. So they go to the court of Harun al-Rashid and they ask him, they tell him, why is it that you threw a rock at Abu Hanifa? He said, what do you mean I threw a rock at Abu Hanifa? I didn't throw a rock at him. I mean, what's your proof? Give me proof that you threw the rock, that I threw the rock at his forehead. So they asked Abu Hanifa, what's your proof? He said, in pain. So they asked him, show me the pain. Where's the pain? Because what did you say? You said anything unseen cannot exist. Then you said because shaitan is made out of fire, he cannot be hurt by fire. So you're made out of clay, and I threw clay at you. So, and then what did you say? You said that whoever does it, it's not you who is doing it, it is Allah who did it. Him with one throw of a rock. In other words, what are we saying? That we are the ones that are committing the sins and we are breaking the law, then we are going to come and to blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the sins. Now let me ask you, didn't shaitan do the same thing? He's the one that didn't prostrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one that didn't do subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he came and he blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the third quality of shaitan, that he blames Allah for his own actions, and this is his quality. That way, when you commit a sin, or when you do something bad, and you come and you try to blame someone else for what you have done, whose quality is this? Is this the quality of Allah, or is it the quality of shaitan? Quality of shaitan, mashallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now let me ask you a question. Where does shaitan live? What's his address? Narjis, you have an answer? If you Google shaitan's address, what will it say? Anyone over there? Shaitan's address? No? I'm kind of lost, bro. I want to find where shaitan lives. No? Okay. Yes? No. No. Shaitan, where does he live? he says Shaitan's address in Surah Al-A'raf, verse 16. قال فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. Where is he sitting? Since you led me into error, said Iblis, I shall lie in wait for them along your straight path. He will be sitting Mustaqim. Where is Sirat al-Mustaqim? This Islamic Center. Greatest example of Sirat al-Mustaqim. This is where Shaitan is going to be sitting. He's not going to be at the bar. He's not going to be at the club. He's not going to be in all these evil places, because those people have been fooled and misguided, and they're already doing Shaitan's work. He has no work and nothing to deal with them. He will come to those who are coming to Sirat al-Mustaqim, or sitting on Sirat al-Mustaqim, which right now you are sitting. For example, you find Shaitan in Sirat al-Mustaqim, he's waiting for you at the door, the Islamic Center. Inshallah, there isn't anyone standing by the door, so he thinks I'm calling him a Shaitan. No, it's not that person, but Shaitan is not a human being, you know. He's invisible, so inshallah, it's not that. No one's standing over there. I don't want to get something on the way out. Yes. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Like for example, you go to the mosque and there's this person, you know, these people, this one person, he's standing behind the imam, behind the shaykh, and this guy is known to do the takbirat after the shaykh, behind the shaykh. He goes, you know, he does the iqamah for the shaykh to start the salah. Every single day, he's been doing this for the past 3 years. One day comes in which something happens, he gets stuck in a traffic jam. And you can imagine the words that he was saying. So, he's in that traffic jam, and he comes late to the salah. He joins the salah, but 3 or 4 lines down the salah, the prayer. So you find that the salah finished, right? Salah finished. So, he comes to the shaykh. The shaykh looks at him. He's like, man, you look like you're having the worst day of your life. You look like you're so depressed. He's like, because I prayed in the 3rd and 4th line and I didn't have the chance to do the iqamah before you started salah. He's like, brother, I mean, this should be the last of your worries. He's like, why? He's like, because when you came to the mosque, your intention should be that you're coming for Allah and you're doing it for the sake of Allah. So you want to take credit, you take credit from Allah. You don't try to, you know, because you didn't do it. It's okay, you shouldn't feel bad, you know, because you're coming for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So who made it this way? Where is that coming from? Is it coming from Allah or is it coming from Shaitan? Another example is when you do latmiyah. Yeah, after the lecture, inshallah. After the lecture. When you do latmiyah, for example, the reciters, for example, they want latmiyah. It's not about, you know, I'm coming for Imam Hussein or coming to recite for Ahlul Bayt, salamullahi alayhim. It's who is going to recite first. Whether it's Quran or latmiyah. I mean, who's going to recite first? Why? Because that's going to be the most people, the largest crowd there. So they want to recite first. I mean, brother, are you coming to recite for Allah or are you coming to recite for the people? Because what's going to happen at the end of the day? And this is the problem that we face in our communities, is that when people serve for an X amount of years, they want to come and claim credit from that community. Oh, I served you for X number of years, and I deserve this. Let me give you an example. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam, when he lifted that door of Khaybar, and they came and they told him, they asked him, oh Imam, how were you able to lift that door of Khaybar? What did he say? He said that I was able to lift that door of Khaybar ليس بقوة جسمانية ولكن بقوة روحانية. I was able to lift the door of Khaybar not from my physical strength, but from the strength of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what does that mean? That means the Imam is coming forth and he's not taking for lifting the door of Khaybar. Who is he giving that credit to? Who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if the Imam is coming and he's not taking credit for lifting that door of Khaybar, then who are we to come and to claim credit for our service to a community compared to the Imams? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So the question is, who is who is putting this in your mind? Is it Allah or is it shaitan? And if you're going to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then He's the one who's going to come and reward you. This is the deal that we make with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you come and you claim from the people that reward, then you lost all the reward from the people. For example, I'll give you another example. When we want someone to help us, most of the time, what do? We go and we call our best friend. Or we call our best friend. Right? What do? We go and we need a shoulder to cry on. You know, that Crimea River? Yeah. So you go and you find that shoulder and you want to cry so much. But you go and who are you crying to? You're crying to a human being who's weak just like you. Wouldn't it be better if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Him? All you have to do, what does He say? Ad'uni astajib lakum. Ask me and I will give you. And tomorrow is Laylatul Qadr al-Kubra. It's the night of power. The greatest night. Khayrun min alfi shahr. Better than 1,000 nights. Better than 1,000 months. Khayrun min alfi shahr. If there is a night, New Year's Day, years of the followers of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Just like how you prepare and you can't wait for that ball to fall in Times Square because it's the new year and the of Allah is Laylatul Qadr, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow your destiny be decided for the whole next year. And just like I gave you 2 examples of those who their destiny was decided and their akhirah was decided in one night. Tomorrow, your destiny for the whole will be decided. And whatever you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with your intentions, He will give you. But tomorrow is the day. Don't let it pass you by. Every second, take advantage of that. Every second. And let us not worship Allah, the worship of the shaitan. What did we say the worship of the shaitan is? Can someone help me out with that? What's the worship of shaitan? Does he seek the reward in this life or the afterlife? Shaitan. This life. Shaitan, mashallah, this life. And the path, the worship of a mu'min, he seeks his reward where? In the afterlife. And I mean, it's not wrong to ask Allah for this life, for what you want in this life. It's good. And you should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the reward, the final reward, and we said, smile that you put on your face and you show to your mother, do you know that smile is the greatest gift for her in the world? Nothing can compensate for that smile, because all she wants to see is that you're happy. That is the most warm feeling and satisfying feeling for a mother. And this is because we love our mothers and we love our fathers. So the fathers, don't get mad at me. It's not just the mothers, right? So it's because we love our parents, we do this. We don't do it so we can get the allowance at the end of the week, or they can buy us a PlayStation game, or they can take us to laser tag for Eid. We do it because we love them. And this is the way we should worship Allah. We should worship Allah for His own actions. Just like how with the example of Bahlul, and he threw that rock on his forehead. He said, Abu Hanifa said that it's not you who does it, it's Allah who does it. So when he threw that rock, he said, don't blame me, blame Allah, because that's what you said. And we spoke about where does shaitan live? Sirat al-Mustaqim. So this is where shaitan lives. And tomorrow we will explain more on how he misguides, so we can protect ourselves from him coming to try to deceive us and to mislead us away from the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I conclude with that, but before I conclude, I wanted to ask you if you have any questions. Yeah. I'll go more into that later on. I'll explain to you, inshallah. Yes? They're both important because it's Allah's command. Anything that Allah commands us to do is important. But there's a difference. I'm going to tell you the difference. The difference between prayer and fasting. Prayer is something that we do and people see that we are doing that. Right? Like for example, you're praying right now. I'm seeing that you are praying. And I know that you are praying. But when you're fasting, who knows? Do I know that you're fasting? No. Can anyone come and know that you're fasting? No. Unless you tell them that you are fasting, then... Sorry? I jumped two guys at the same time? La hawla. Did I beat them up? Inshallah, we'll try to make up for that. Yes. Any other questions? Okay. No. That's very true. And that might be the answer. Yes. Yes. It's very true. Very true. That might be the answer. You know, just like a trailer. I don't want to reveal the whole movie to you. Any other question? What is it? What's the question? Quran is better than fasting? Well, fasting is the physical action of reciting the Quran. So it's like reading the Quran. They go together. Yeah, it's a team, tag team. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, inshallah. Yeah, who made him? Inshallah, we'll talk about that as the nights come. We'll talk about who made God, if he was made or not, you know, if he had a dad or a mom. Yeah, we'll talk about that too, inshallah. Yes. Who changed the books of the prophets? Yes, inshallah, inshallah, I will come and answer you. Inshallah, but it's almost time to go, inshallah. We'll answer the rest of your questions tomorrow, inshallah. The program for tonight. So we begin our program tomorrow at 10:45. Before we leave, let us recite Surah Al-Fatiha for all deceased martyrs, founders of this great institution, and the deceased, your deceased, and all martyrs of Islam. And before that, 3 loud salawats ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.